Welcome to Most Wanted US. Law enforcement is seeking information about the cases you're about to see. These are current unsolved cold cases as of the date of this upload. All cases in this video are connected to the South Bureau of Los Angeles, California. All information was collected from the LAPD website. The City of Los Angeles offers a $10,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of suspect or suspects in homicide cases. ELAWNZA PEEBLES. At approximately 9:40 p.m., ELAWNZA was walking on Kansas Avenue when an unknown suspect or suspects began shooting at him. The victim was struck by gunfire and he collapsed in a driveway. He was transported to a local hospital where he later succumbed to his injuries. He was only 14 years old. The shooting occurred on November 9, 2013 at 9:40 p.m. on the 4600 block of South Kansas Avenue. Here's the area where the shooting occurred. If you have any information regarding ELAWNZA's murder, please contact the LAPD or CrimeStoppers. Remember, you can remain anonymous. Roy Love. At approximately 3:40 p.m., Roy was seated in his vehicle parked across from 6320 Raymond Avenue when an unknown male walked up and began shooting at Love. The suspect fled on foot and Love was transported to a local hospital where he later died as a result of the walk-up shooting. The shooting occurred on January 25, 2012 at 3:40 p.m. at 6320 South Raymond Avenue. Here's the area where the shooting occurred. If you think you have any information on Roy's murder, please contact the LAPD or CrimeStoppers. Patrick Caruthers. At approximately 3:15 p.m., Patrick was sitting on a park bench at the Harvard Community Park when an unknown suspect walked up and shot him multiple times for no apparent reason. The suspect ran to an awaiting dark-colored compact vehicle and fled westbound on 62nd Street. Patrick died as a result of the walk-up shooting. The shooting occurred on September 25, 2012 at 3:15 p.m. at 1535 West 62nd Street. Here's the area where the shooting occurred. If you think you have any information on Patrick's murder, please contact the LAPD or CrimeStoppers. KRISTY ROBY. At approximately 12:15 a.m., KRISTY was seated in her vehicle parked at 57th Street and Wilton Place when two unknown male suspects drove up next to her in a black sedan. The front passenger began shooting at the victim for no apparent reason. The victim was transported to the hospital and died as a result of the drive-by shooting. The shooting happened on April 29, 2011 at 12:15 a.m. at 5700 South Wilton Place. Here's the area where the shooting occurred. If you have any information on KRISTY's murder, please contact the LAPD or CrimeStoppers. RACYNCIA Nelson. At approximately 7:30 a.m., RACYNCIA was found deceased in her residence by family members. She had been murdered by an unknown suspect inside her home. She was last seen alive on October 4, 2011 at approximately 9 p.m. by family members. Her body was found on October 5, 2011 at 7:30 a.m. at 8710 South LaSalle Avenue in Los Angeles. Here's the area where she was located. If you think you have any information on RACYNCIA's murder, please contact the LAPD or CrimeStoppers. LATORRIA, Westbrook. 27-year-old LATORRIA was walking on the 500 block of West 95th Street when the suspects drove by in a vehicle and fired multiple gunshots. LATORRIA was struck by gunfire, and the suspects continued driving west on 95th Street towards Hoover Street. The shooting occurred on July 19, 2013 at 11:40 p.m. on the 500 block of West 95th Street. Here's the area where the shooting occurred. If you think you have any information on LATORRIA's murder, please contact the LAPD or CrimeStoppers. SAMIEKE GRIGGLEY. 29-year-old SAMIEKE was talking with several other individuals in the 2200 block of East 114th Street when the suspect approached the group on foot and fired multiple gunshots, striking the victim and a second person. The suspect fled the scene on foot. SAMIEKE died later at the hospital as a result of the walk-up shooting. The shooting occurred on October 26, 2014 at 9:20 p.m. on the 2200 block of East 114th Street. Here's the area where the shooting occurred. If you think you have any information on SAMIEKE's murder, please contact the LAPD or CrimeStoppers. Julio Garcia. 57-year-old Julio was walking southbound in the 11,600 block of South Avalon Boulevard towards his residence when 5 suspects confronted him and then attacked Garcia by punching and kicking him multiple times in the head and torso. Garcia fell to the sidewalk, at which point the suspects robbed him. The suspects fled the scene on foot after the robbery. Julio died a few days later at the hospital as a result of the beating. The murder happened on January 28, 2014 at 6:45 p.m. at the 11,600 block of South Avalon. Here's the area where the beating occurred. If you think you have any information on Julio's murder, please contact the LAPD or CrimeStoppers. Fontaine Collins. 90-year-old Fontaine was discovered dead inside his apartment located at 555 West 92nd Street. The investigation and autopsy revealed he had been murdered. It is believed that the suspect is known to the victim, however, they remain unidentified. The crime occurred on November 17, 2012 at 12:20 p.m. at 555 West 92nd Street in Los Angeles. Here's the area where the crime was committed. If you have any information on Fontaine's murder, please contact the LAPD or CrimeStoppers. KENDRICK BLACKMON. Kendrick was with 2 others driving his vehicle southbound on San Pedro Street at Century Boulevard. The suspects drove up alongside in their vehicle and fired multiple gunshots, striking Blackmon. The suspects then fled in their vehicle. Paramedics transported Kendrick to a local hospital where he later died as a result of the car-to-car shooting. The shooting happened on April 21, 2012 at 1:35 a.m. on Century Boulevard and San Pedro Street. Here's where the shooting occurred. If you have any information on Kendrick's murder, please contact LAPD or CrimeStoppers. Marco Hernandez. At approximately 10:29 p.m., Marco was standing in front of his apartment building when 2 to 4 suspects drove southbound in a green or blue colored sedan. The suspects fired multiple gunshots. The victim was struck and died as a result of the drive-by shooting. The shooting occurred on March 16, 2013 at 10:29 p.m. on the 2600 block of Redondo Boulevard. Here's the area where the shooting occurred. If you have any information on Marco's murder, please contact the LAPD or CrimeStoppers. Dennis Tillett. At approximately 10:28 p.m., Dennis was standing in the street with numerous other people watching a neighborhood fireworks display. 2 suspects approached on foot and fired multiple times at the group, striking several people. Dennis died later at the hospital as a result of the walk-up shooting. The shooting occurred on July 4, 2012 at 10:28 p.m. on the 4800 block of 2nd Avenue. Here's the area where the shooting occurred. If you have any information on Dennis's murder, please contact the LAPD or CrimeStoppers. BIJAN SHOUSHTARI. BIJAN was the front passenger in a 1973 Buick Electra along with 2 other friends. They were traveling northbound on Crenshaw Boulevard approaching Vernon when a gray or silver vehicle, also traveling north on Crenshaw, pulled next to the passenger side of the Electra. One suspect began shooting into the victim's vehicle. The victim was struck multiple times by gunfire and died later at the hospital as a result of the car-to-car shooting. The shooting occurred on August 3, 2013 at midnight at Crenshaw and Vernon in Los Angeles. Here's the area where the shooting occurred. If you have any information on BIJAN's murder, please contact LAPD or CrimeStoppers. Larry Woods. At approximately 7:50 p.m., Larry was visiting family for the Christmas holiday. While eating dinner, Woods was suddenly struck by gunshots that traveled from the street through the wall and into the interior of the home. He died at a hospital the following day as a result of the unprovoked attack. It was learned that 3 black male suspects were attempting to shoot a neighbor but missed the intended target home. The shooting occurred on December 25, 2009 at 7:50 p.m. at the 800 block of West 43rd Place. Here's the area where the shooting occurred. If you have any information on Larry's murder, please contact the LAPD or CrimeStoppers. NELVA Hernandez. At approximately 10:30 p.m., NELVA and several of her family members were stopped at the curb in their 2005 gray Honda Pilot 4-door. The group had just arrived home from visiting relatives when a white SUV traveling eastbound on 38th Place and Cimarron Street stopped in the intersection. The front passenger of the SUV fired from the vehicle, attempting to shoot a black male pedestrian standing in the street. The bullet struck the victim's vehicle instead, wounding the victim. She died in a hospital several days later as a result of the drive-by shooting. The shooting occurred on March 29, 2014 at 10:30 p.m. on the 3800 block of Cimarron Street. Here's the area where the shooting occurred. If you have any information regarding Nelva's murder, please contact the LAPD or CrimeStoppers. That does it for this episode. Thanks for watching.